diving Prime Minister prays underwater news now. This is one of the great things about being alive today. You get genuine newspaper headlines that are so fucking ridiculous, it makes you glad to be alive. Anuvab, you're going to have to bring us up to date. You're obviously a very keen scuba diver yourself. I don't know if you've ever prayed underwater with or without a Prime Minister. Just your Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, who is, I think it's fair to say, divisive. He prayed underwater. Can you explain why? I'm not sure. Do you think Rishi Sunak would ever scuba dive to pray?
I don't think. No.
No.
No is the short answer to
Right.
that. I don't think Rishi Sunak is a human being. And so if he went into water, I think he would just melt and then fall back down to hell.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Anuvab, tell us exactly what happened here.
Well, it's hard enough to explain this in person, Andy, let alone at 1 o'clock in the morning on a headset halfway across the world. But basically what happened is that in ancient Hinduism, there was a Atlantis-like city underwater off the coast of India, and our Prime Minister on a Sunday went looking for it. He's there you go, that's him. It looks like the cover of a Tintin comic, but that is indeed the Indian Prime Minister. He dove underwater off the state of Gujarat to look for the lost city of Dwarka, and he couldn't find it, so he did some nonsense prayers, and this is what happens, I think, when you've been single as long as he has. He has a lot of Sundays free, and he has the backing of 1.3 billion people, so he decided to go looking for a lost Hindu city. Now, I'm a lapsed Hindu, Andy. I only believe in the 12 of the 130 million gods, so I'm considered a very bad Hindu. But it appears that if you're a Hindu and you go diving looking for stuff, it's the world media will follow you. So the Prime Minister of Britain currently is a practicing Hindu, and who knows, in the month of May, when you have your elections, he may be diving in the River Thames looking for votes. So our Prime Minister may have started a trend here of Prime Ministers who dive looking for things on a Sunday because they're single.
So much about this. Number one, he's done it on a Sunday. You've got to have a hobby. Fine, do that. Also, I'm a lapsed Catholic. This is surely we're some kind of joke already. A lapsed Catholic, a lapsed Hindu, and a lapsed Jew walks into a theatre in Norwich. I tell you how I'm lapsed. I've had heaps of sex with condoms. That's a lie. I've had sex twice. So I read this story and I was like, oh my God, the sentence alone is on such a bell curve, isn't it? It's like Indian Prime Minister, standard, scuba dived, and we're off to a lost Hindu city. Hold on to your oxygen masks. We are ascending because to offer underwater prayers at the site of an ancient temple. Ding, 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 ding. Didn't want to read anymore. I'm like, it can't get better than that. I don't want any details. Do I dare read the story? And then I read the story. I mean, like that by itself, it's got extreme sports, it's got politics, it's got history with mystery. But Andy, I was wrong. I opened the story and it reads, first sentence, the 73-year-old made an offering of a peacock feather wand to the temple remains. Yes, please. Where is the mini-series? Where is the 6-part documentary? I want all of it. I want all of it! I fucking love India!
Now, Felicity, it's a very good point. Here's the thing. Our Prime Minister is a very big fan of the gentle Russian Democrat, Vladimir Putin. And Mr. Putin, as you know, goes on these long summer holidays where he rides a horse shirtless. And that gets a lot of media attention as a sign of his machismo. Our Prime Minister wanted to do that to get this kind of attention. But if he was riding shirtless in the middle of New Delhi, it wouldn't be an uncommon sight. He would not get the kind of attention he's getting in a diving suit off the coast of Gujarat. So, I think he's trying unique to catch up with Mr. Putin. And I'm sure you guys as comedians have also tried to stand out from other comedians by diving underwater and such things.
I actually, because I grew up on a beach, I have been spearfishing before, and no big deal. And sorry to brag, I'm hardcore. And I remember chasing a grouper, which is like a massive fucking fish. And when you when you're spearfishing, you can only have a snorkel on. I'm not a pussy. I don't go scuba diving. I hold my breath like a real man. Anyway, I remember. I don't need a fucking oxygen mask, mate. I got 2 lungs. So I hold my breath, I go under, and it was behind the rock, and I sort of like swam around the rock, and then it surprised me and came around the other side, and I went, and then I choked, and I didn't kill the grouper.
Well, I grew up in Tunbridge Wells.
What was the last animal you caught? My wife! So I didn't. Your wife is beautiful. I didn't mean it like that. I panicked. I panicked to say something. And your wife came out. She's better than you. I don't know why I said
Absolutely. That. That's the first fact in the history of the Bugle. There we go. There you go. That's the fact thing. Right.
Also, I keep expecting Anuvab to just hit the screen and then just go, yeah, runway 3 is clear now.
About to do that, exactly.
Right, some other Indian news before we go to the interval. Anuvab, very exciting wedding. Between the son of India's richest man and his childhood sweetheart, with pretty much every single A-list celebrity in the world, other than Felicity and me, have been invited. Are you going, presumably?
Yes, Andy, I'm going as part of the catering team to see some snacks. Look, Mukesh Ambani is the world's 5th richest man. He lives in the world's most expensive house. His son is getting married. The following celebrities are in attendance. It's going on tonight. There's a minute-by-minute update on the Times of India if you want to follow it, because the second course of snacks have just been served. The celebrities.
Are there any British MPs stealing those snacks there?
Yes, I'm joined by George Galloway in the catering. Yeah.
He's coming out to do a Proclaimers song.
Mark Zuckerberg is in India. Bill Gates is in India. Rihanna is performing. Mohammed bin Salman, the king of Saudi Arabia, is here. As I narrate this guest list, it's sounding really dubious except for Rihanna. But the most interesting thing about this wedding, it's touted to be the most expensive wedding in the world, just the sort of thing you need in a country where still half the population is below the poverty line. It's exactly the sort of thing you need. Now, the most interesting is taking place in a zoo. The groom is a huge fan of rescuing wild animals. So some of the biggest celebrities in the world, the names I mentioned, and also Ed Sheeran, and various other British celebrities. I think David Cameron is in attendance. We'll all be in a zoo, and they'll be able to do all this partying and all that, and also be able to walk around and pet wild animals. So, Andy, Felicity, if on Monday a bunch of famous people in the world have been eaten, you know why.
I mean, that's the dream. It just needs one caterer with a key. To walk around and just surreptitiously open a couple of lion cages, set up some GoPros, let the magic... I mean, it's Edison and the elephant all over again, isn't it?